Namaste, angels. This is a daily reading for Tuesday, June 11th. This is the day my mother went to the hospital to have me, even though I wasn't born until the 13th. Isn't that hilarious? I said my grandfather kept coming to the hospital like, still no baby? No baby yet. Nope, no baby. Anyway, we are going to start with the year 1184 BC. So a long time ago. And the Trojan War. Troy is sacked and burned according to calculations by the Erythines. 631, or like a 613 transposed. Emperor Taizong of Tang of China sends envoys to the Yaxingtuo bearing gold and I guess the Yaxingtuo is some sort of group, and he sent the envoys bearing gold and silk for the release of Chinese prisoners captured during transition from Sui to Tang from northern frontier. He succeeds in freeing 80,000 people. Oh, wow. 1776, the Continental Congress creates a committee. Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Roger Sherman, and Robert R. Livingston. They draft the Declaration of the Independence. 1963, U.S. President JFK says segregation is morally wrong and it's time to act. That was a quote. 1987, Margaret Thatcher is the first British Prime Minister in 160 days to win a third consecutive term. And 2014, Islamic State of Iraq forces seize control of government offices and other important buildings in the northern city of Mosul. Or Mosul, Mosul, however you pronounce it. Did you know brothers John and Clarence Anglin and fellow inmate Frank Morris escaped from Alcatraz Island Prison, the only ones to ever do so? It happened on June 11th in 1962. Famous birthdays: Ben Jonson, Jeanette Rankin, Jacques Cousteau, Vince Lombardi, Henry Hill, and Joe Montana. Would you believe George Dennett, aided by Gilbert Jessup, dismisses Northamptonshire for 12 runs? It's the lowest total in first-class cricket. It happened on this day in the year June 11th, in the year 1907. Famous weddings. 1509, King Henry VIII, who was 17 at the time of England, marries his first wife, Catherine of Aragon. She was 23, and she was the widow of his brother, Arthur. 1949. There's actually a series right now on like HBO or one of those channels, I'm not sure which one, where it's like a young Catherine of Aragon, the story. I don't know if it's exactly history or if it's a loose interpretation or what the deal is, but it's like Princess Catherine before she was queen. 1949, the NFL commissioner, Pete Rozelle, 23, weds artist Jane Coop. In 1949, actress Hattie McDaniel, 54, weds interior decorator Larry Williams in Yuma, Arizona. So the day before we saw it was her birthday, June 10th. Famous divorces: 1952, actress Agnes Moorehead, who was the mother, Samantha's mother on Bewitched. 51, divorces actor Jack G. Lee, who was 50 after 22 years of marriage. Master number 22, 1304, 1111. Famous deaths: George I, Clarence DeMar, John Wayne, Kurt Nielsen, and Ornette Coleman. Ornette Coleman was fully or truly named Randolph Denard Ornette Coleman. He was a jazz composer, one of the major innovators of the free jazz movement of the 1960s, having also invented the term free jazz by naming his album so. He was born on March 9th in the year 1930 in Fort Worth, Texas, USA, and was a horse on the Chinese zodiac and a Pisces. He died on June 11th in 2015 at the age of 85. Kurt Nielsen is a tennis player, Danish, the only Danish tennis player to ever have played in a men's singles final in a Grand Slam tournament when he reached the singles finals of Wimbledon in 1953. He was born on November 19th in 1930. So he's got the 19, the 11, the 19, and the 13. November, of course, 11. The 19th is the 19, and 1930 equals 13, or 4, 11, 11. He was born in Copenhagen, Denmark, and was a horse on the Chinese zodiac and a Scorpio. He died, speaking of 11s, on June 11th in the year 2011, which is also 11/11, at the age of 80. John Wayne was an actor, American. He became an American icon, famous for his rugged masculinity and demeanor, including his distinctive calm voice, walk, and height. He was star of the Green Berets, True Grit, and many more movies. He dominated the box office for 3 decades. He was born on May 26 in 1907 in Winterset, Iowa, USA, and was a Gemini. He died on June 11th in 1979 at the age of 72 of stomach cancer. Clarence DeMar was fully named Clarence Harrison DeMar, aka DeMarathon, and he was a marathon runner. American, 7-time winner of the Boston Marathon and a bronze medalist at the 1924 Paris Olympics. He still holds the record for the most Boston Marathon wins, earning him the nickname Mr. DeMarathon. He was born on June 7th in 1888 in Madeira, Ohio, USA, and was a Gemini. He died on June 11th in 1958 at the age of 70 of cancer. George I was king of Great Britain and Ireland from 1714 to 1727. He was British. He was born on May 28th in 1660 in Hanover and was a Gemini. He died on June 11th in 1727 at the age of 67 of a stroke. Going back up to the birthdays. Joe Montana is 62 years old. He's was an NFL quarterback. After winning a college national championship at Notre Dame, he started his NFL career in 1979 with San Francisco, where he played for the next 14 seasons and won 4 Super Bowls and 3 Super Bowl Most Valuable Player awards. The only player to have been named Super Bowl MVP 3 times. He was born on June 11th in 1956 in New Eagle, Pennsylvania, USA, and is 62 years old, a monkey on the Chinese zodiac, and a Gemini. Henry Hill was a mobster and an FBI informant. He's famous because between 1955 and 1980, he was associated with the Lucchese crime family. He turned FBI informant in 1980, inspiring the Martin Scorsese movie Goodfellas. He was born on June 11th in 1943 in Brooklyn, New York, USA, and was a goat/sheep on the Chinese zodiac, and as well as a Gemini. He died on June 12th in 2012 at the age of 69. The cause of death was heart attack. Vincent Thomas Lombardi, his full name, Thomas means twin, was an NFL coach, American, the head coach of the Green Bay Packers during the 1960s, where he led the team to 3 straight and 5 total National Football League championships in 7 years. He's considered by many to be one of the best coaches in NFL history. He was born on June 11th in 1913 in Brooklyn, New York, USA, and was a Gemini. He died on September 3rd in 1970 at the age of 57. Jacques Cousteau was an oceanographer, explorer, and scientist. He was French. He co-developed the Aqua Lung, pioneered marine conservation on board his ship Calypso, and was a member of the Académie Française. He was born on June 11th in 1910, which is also 11, in Saint-André de Cubzac, Gironde, France, and was a Gemini. He died on June 25th in 1997 at the age of 87 of a heart attack. Jeanette Rankin was the first woman to be elected to Congress. A prominent politician and women's rights advocate, she became the first woman elected to the U.S. Congress in 1916 and helped to pass the 19th Amendment, giving women the right to vote. As a lifelong pacifist, Rankin supported non-intervention and opposed America's involvement in both World War I and II. Throughout a career that spanned more than 6 decades, Rankin championed causes for gender equality and civil rights. She has been described as, quote, one of the most controversial and unique women in Montana and American political history, end quote. She was born on June 11th in 1880 in Missoula, Montana, USA, and was a Gemini. She died on May 18th in 1973 at the age of 92 of natural causes. And lastly, Ben Jonson was a playwright and poet. He was English, generally regarded as the second most important English dramatist after William Shakespeare during the reign of James I. He popularized the comedy of humors and is best known for his satirical plays Every Man in His Humor in 1598, Volpone or The Fox in 1605 or 66, The Alchemist in 1610, and Bartholomew Fair, a comedy in 1614. Which is another 6-6. He was born on June 11th in 1572 in London, England, and was a Gemini. He died on August 6th in 1637 at the age of 65, and he was the last. All right, we're starting with spend money, email, and weekend away today. Spirit still says spend money. Spend money. Stay in bed. And no. So yes or no questions that we were pondering, we were stuck on. Go with no. We're beginning with the cards with the Ace of Autumn, which is pretty awesome. You can expect a windfall of abundance, such as money, timely assistance, a serendipitous meeting, or rewarding advice. You may be offered a fabulous new job or a promotion, or the prospect of a profitable business venture. Ooh, okay. And wow, opening to the Ace of Spring also. Didn't we see a bunch of aces in the weekend readings? I mean, the ones for the week? I think so. I think particularly on the side of the feminine, so I'm excited. A wonderful new opportunity presents itself. It may have come as a surprise, but you'll still want to leap into action and to passionately pursue every possibility. And also, it may be something from your past that's being revived, or someone from your past that's being revived, but it could be a business opportunity. Again, something about what you're extremely passionate. So when we get to turn our hobbies into jobs and stuff, that sort of thing, it may be something like that, and something from your past, your childhood, something you've wanted to do for a long time. Or it could be someone, a past relationship. The Six of Summer, definitely soulmate card for me. Past life relationship card. It could be about exes returning, all those sorts of things. The love and care of children could become an important part of your life, or people from your childhood may return to it. Old memories can be healed, and possibly old childhood dreams are ready to be revived. Six of Summer. The 10 of Summer. It's time to express your love and appreciation for family, be it relatives or chosen family of close friends. Congratulations may be in order on a happy, fulfilling marriage, as well as raising happy and balanced children. 10 of Summer, and the Queen of Spring, who's a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, and talented, brilliant, independent, and charming. Don't underestimate your ability to manifest your dreams. You may have several priorities vying for your attention at once, but you can do it. Queen of Spring. Basically, it's saying she's capable of going after that Ace of Pentacles and that Ace of Wands. And it is Major Arcana card, the World, card number 21, which I believe was the overall energy for the day prior. Congratulations on successfully accomplishing what you set out to do. You've made it through the challenges and incorporated the life lessons, or the lessons that life offered you on the way with grace and courage. Well, the world is like a three of fire for me, and now we have the actual three of fire turning up. So the world, Major Arcana card 21, I've said many times, it feels like fire to me. I never attribute it to any particular fire sign, but it just feels like the fire element. And it is 21, of course, equals 3. It can have something to do with a party of 3, maybe even a love triangle. And now our overall energy is yet another 3 of fire, although not as strong as Major Arcana, both of which can require some patience of us before, the big payback. Stop to, take time to review and to make long-term plans, capitalizing on your past successes. So there's another reason why the 6 of Cups may have shown up. It's something having to do with our past. It's appropriate to pat yourself on the back for all of your accomplishments, but you may also need some patience in order for the next phase to play out. Crowning the masculine is Major Arcana card 8, Justice, which I'm pretty sure also showed up for him in the weekly. Fair decisions will be made after all of the evidence is reviewed impartially. Have compassion for others and try to see all sides of a disagreement. Major Arcana card Justice represents the sign of Libra, which is ruled by Venus. And actually, I think the moon is in Libra on this day. I don't believe I mentioned that, but I'm pretty sure that's where the moon is located on this day, the 11th. Which is, I just thought, it's the 8 here, but in some tarot decks, Major Arcana card Justice is actually card number 11. And I just pictured those 2 columns that would be like on a big Supreme Court building, forming like an 11. So I don't know what that means for somebody. So maybe somebody has to go to court on the 11th on this day, or something like that. Masculine surrounded by the High Priestess. Speaking of an 11, a 2 is an 11. This is the time to pause and to reflect, not to take action. Trust in your spiritual gifts as nothing is hidden from your divine intuition. So you need to fall back, observe before making a move. Remember, it may require some patience for the next phase to play out. You may need to just, take a step back and make a decision what to do next. But here's another 3 behind this 3 of spring. So I got to show you Major Arcana card 3, which is the Empress in the tarot, another representation of Venus and the signs of Libra, Taurus and Gemini, the High Priestess. Time to hop into action. Use your natural creativity to bring forth prosperity and success in your life. This is another card of abundance. May have something to do with one's mother, or perhaps the mother of their children. With the 6 of Cups having popped up, maybe it's divorce, maybe it's family court. And you just need to allow things to play out. Don't just jump out the window just yet. Masculine subconscious, he's feeling loss and lack though. He's not feeling like he's going to make it out of this. If it is a legal situation, he doesn't feel like it's in his favor. Or whatever kind of situation. He feels like the scales are unbalanced. It's not in his favor. You need to get out of this energy, because that's how we manifest. We manifest exactly what we picture, right? Our thoughts become our reality, period. Focusing on the negative, or worrying about money or your career or whatever, some sort of void or lack, can block your progress and block your blessings. Because your trust and faith are at a low point right now, it's not the best time for you to be trying to start anything new, right? Until you get yourself out of that funk. Crowning the feminine, it is Major Arcana card, the Lovers, which I believe crowned her the day prior as well. True and long-lasting love finds its way into your life. Follow your heart with caring actions and choices. Major Arcana card, the Lovers, represents the sign of Gemini. The feminine surrounded by the 4 of Winter. Thoroughly think things through before making a decision. Continuing to overanalyze isn't going to get you any closer to a resolution, but meditation, and prayer will bring you the answers that you seek. Sometimes the Lovers can be about some sort of decision that we need to make, and it's like our heart versus our head. So it's a difficult decision. You need to pray on it, or meditate on it. Feminine subconscious. And yeah, because we're feeling stuck and worried and maybe even paranoid about it, actually, is what I'm feeling with this Eight of Winter today. It's so easy to convince yourself that you're trapped when you really aren't. Trust that God will lift you to new heights and give you a greater sense of confidence if you first affirm your freedom. This Eight of Winter, or Eight of Swords, is mirroring the masculine's major arcana card 8. A lot of karmic energy on this day and on this table right now. Let's see. So it's 6. It's 6, 2, it's 8. And then the year is 3. Oh, the whole day equals 11. The whole day equals 11, that's why. Crowning. It is the 6 of Winter. The challenging times are coming to an end, and you can now breathe a sigh of relief. Let go of the past and embrace the happier times ahead. This could definitely be us holding on to something old. Again, heart versus head. Sometimes we try to hold on to the past, even if we're not really interested in it, just because it's comfortable and familiar. And so there could be something going on, like something like that with the feminine. There's something of which you need to let go, and you're not meant to take it forward with you into that future, right? This future here, or this future here. Not meant to take it forward with you. At the root, foundation, it is Judgment. So we got Justice and Judgment. Definitely somebody could be going to court or something, although I already saw those columns like I told you. Major Arcana card Judgment, card number 20. So it's another 2 or 11 as well. Represents the planet Pluto in the sign of Scorpio for me. It's time to get clarity about your life purpose and to make changes so that you're on the path that's most divinely suited to you. Forgive what has been without judgment. So again, they're saying let go of the past. Just forgive, forget, move on. And fearlessly embrace what's to come. It's sitting here next to this 8 of Winter. I want you to shake off this, this fright that you have. And same thing for the masculine. It's sitting next to his 5 of Autumn. I want you to shake this off. Judgment is about second chances, or can be about second chances, second time around. So, somebody could, if, say, for example, if this is a criminal court situation for somebody, he could be getting a second chance to, behave, let out early, or, just with probation, or what they call that, slap on the wrist, as opposed to an actual sentence or something like that. Or, just have the best possible situation to come up. I just heard DUI. And I'm looking at all this water or liquid. So yeah, maybe somebody had something going on with a drinking issue. Actually, there's even water in this card. It's a manatee, right? And he's, somebody may have had some sort of drinking situation. And again, like a slap on the wrist or something. But other than that, Major Arcana card Judgment and Justice, when they show up together, can definitely mean that, there's a legal situation. But it's coming to an end. We are crowned by the 6 of Winter. And it's like leaving that in the past too, and moving on to a time that's less stressful for us. We no longer have that going on. So it's a chapter that's closing. However how it's turning out. But again, looks like it's meant to turn out well. It's a chapter that's closing regardless. So we're not going to have to continue to deal with it. And that in itself is allows us to move on to better times ahead. Even if something sucked, if we're done with it, we're done with it. And that's the end of that. Also, as it relates to relationships, Judgment can be about coming to like a crossroad and deciding where do we go from here, if anywhere. And maybe that's what the feminine is pondering in some cases. Maybe something going on between the Gemini and the Scorpio. You got to let go of this relationship, or you're going to figure out what you're going to do with it. You guys moving forward or moving apart. You're done. That's one thing. The Major Arcana card Judgment is also about abundance, like the Empress that's here. Abundance that is earned in particular. So it's like promotion, raise, bonus, accolades, awards, recognition for something. Like, oh, you do that. Put your name on it. Right? Put some respect on my name. All that kind of stuff comes with Judgment. And In relationships too, it can be about a second chance. You know, we tried before and it didn't work out. And now maybe that's what the feminine is pondering as well. Like, can I try this again? You know, am I willing to put myself out there again? Can I shake off this fear? The masculine feeling lack, you know, hoping, feeling lack, feeling void, maybe like I'm lost without you sort of thing. At the heart of the matter, the 6 of autumn. So it's more progress forward too. And this is unconditional love. So it's like whether we come together because of this judgment, we decide to part ways. We're not going any further. Either way, it's done out of love. Like if you love someone, set them free. That sort of thing. Even if we let them go, it's done out of love. It's amicable, and you know, even if it hurts and we're sad or whatever, it's still an amicable and fair split because you know we're doing what's best for each person, which is for us to go our separate ways. We can take a peek at justice though to see maybe at least for the most part, with what it has to do for the majority of the masculine. It's I hate when they do that to me. The 7 of autumn just shows us that it's something that we've been working toward, working on, dealing with, going through for a while. Which is what I already felt, like something that's been going on for a while that's finally coming to an end. The planning, resources, and efforts that you've invested in your dream will reap great rewards. In the meantime, have patience and meditate on your next steps. Yeah, all right. I can deal with that. Oh, well, here he is getting, again, a fresh start after some difficulty. That's what the Ace of Winter is about. Triumph after trouble, after, you know, hardship. Implementation of your brilliant new idea may get off to a rocky start, but keep going. The challenges will help you to refine your plan and to reshape your goals into something even new. So a lot of fresh starts, a lot of fresh energy on this day. Also, again, a lot of karmic energy. We saw the Ace of Winter, the Ace of Fire, and the Ace of Earth. The only ace that we did not see is the Ace of Cups. Nope. We're not that lucky. Oh man, the 9 of Winter, the feminine really in a funk too. And I think agonizing over this heart versus head situation that she's dealing with. Your worries and fears aren't real. They're fueled by focusing on the negative, which gives power to that of which you're afraid. Stop worrying, let go of fear. Is that let go message again, and everything will be okay. That's exactly what this says. It says everything's going to be okay. But let's find out what this 8 and 9 of Winter may specifically be about for the feminine. What's going on here? Major Arcana card 15, Ego, the Devil. So we're feeling stuck in something. And this is also a card of fear and toxicity and worry. Doesn't look like paranoia about money based on the table though. Could definitely be a love situation for the feminine or something again to which she feels attached. So like a past relationship or past living situation or something that she's been dealing with for a while. And it's just like very familiar and hard to let go of. You may feel that you're trapped in your situation, but that's not true. Be careful not to overly focus on the material or material wealth and break free of negative thinking. We got a lot of negative thinking that's here surrounding us. The next card is also upright and it's the Prince of Summer. We could be agonizing about a relationship, maybe specifically with a Capricorn, maybe specifically with a water sign, maybe specifically with a Scorpio, because again, judgment represents the sign of Scorpio, and Scorpio is Pluto rather, which judgment also represents, is currently retrograde in Capricorn. So maybe that, or maybe it's that retrograde that's making you feel some type of way. You may want to look up the Pluto retrograde in Capricorn and see what it means for your sign. I'll just pull the next card too. Why don't we just go for it? It's involving something that you want in your life. You want to move on, but there's afraid. And here's another 8. There's the 8 just in the picture. This is telling us about the infinite power of manifestation that's available to us, but that doesn't help you so much when you're afraid. But this is a reminder, there's magic in the air, and you can manifest everything you need to be successful. So there's no need to be feeling stuck with whether it's money, whatever it is. There's no need to feel stuck, because we can always get ourselves out of the situation just by focusing on the right intention in the right way, in a genuine way. But I'm in a greedy mood today. Again, I think for the most part, it has something to do with relationships. We got all these 2s, we got all these 6s, all this love. And now I'm ending on this thing that you were trying to manifest, that you were trying to figure out, that you're trying to, that you're so upset and worried about, feminine. The 2 of spring, your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, it may be in your best interest to get a partner to assist you in your endeavors, or to expand the number of people helping you. So I think there's fears from your past, whether it was this relationship with this person, or just your past relationships in general, making it difficult for you to move into this situation. And that can apply to a job that you love, a person that you love, anything really. It doesn't have to be romantic, but I think for the most part, it is. It is. And again, maybe quite possibly with a water sign, or a Gemini, or a Capricorn. Yep. It's about love. Hope you guys have enjoyed the daily reading. I'll be back tomorrow. Namaste.